Okay. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mate Čočić here, and I'm going to present you the new product called QR from Trimo. And if you, in the meantime, have any questions, then feel free to ask it on your right-hand side on the panel. Mojca, my colleague, is in the background, and she's going to be able to answer it. And at the very end, we are going to have 5 more minutes for the relevant questions. Okay. First, Mojca will give us brief information in a video about this product, general information. Then I'm going to show you some theoretical instructions, how we developed this library, the whole QR BIM library for Revit. The next webinar is going to be probably about the development of the library with another software. It's not sure yet. And then I'm going to go on with Revit, and we will see live how it really works. So first, let me show you the video from Mojca with the general information about this QR product.
Hi, my name is Mojca and I work in the Research and Development Department at Trimo. I wish a nice welcome to all the attenders of this QR webinar. As an architect, I would like to introduce you to a new product that represents the next generation of glass facades. It's a rare thing in the construction area when something really innovative comes along. But the development of Trimo's QR marks the arrival of a real game changer, something that sets the standard of energy efficiency and helps the industry to move closer to human-friendly, comfortable, near-zero energy building. QR is a unique single-skin glass facade using a multi-chamber insulating system. Up to 6 layers of glass create an innovative insulating core which is available in transparent, translucent and opaque options. A unitized glass curtain wall system requires no exterior sun shadings. QR delivers unparalleled energy savings. Specifically, the fully transparent glazed facade offers an extreme level of thermal insulation. Thermal transmittance or U value of curtain wall is as low as 0.30 watts per square meter Kelvin. It facilitates a constant interior temperature with no cold drafts from the glass in the winter, which is due to low thermal transmittance U value. Equally, in the summer, there is no excessive solar heat gain due to low solar heat gain coefficient. QR creates an outstanding living and working environment. Due to no need for exterior sun shadings, there are no viewing obstructions to the external environment. The fully transparent facade maximizes the passage of natural daylight, which contributes to an improved well-being of occupants. Its sound insulating capabilities in excess of 43 decibels ensures a peaceful environment too. QR curtain wall offers 2 structural supporting system options, a polymer extrusion profile and an aluminum extrusion profile. Polymer extrusion profile is a perfect choice for achieving the demanding thermal insulation levels for the building envelope. The integrated profile enables flush exterior and interior look. Aluminum extrusion profile, on the other hand, enables different combinations and integrations where transparent, translucent and opaque units can be combined or windows and doors can be integrated into a unit. QR is designed for fast, clean and efficient floor-to-floor installation. Based on proven modular unitized principles, each unit is installed from inside the building, eliminating the need for external access. For refurbishment projects, QR elements can be installed from the outside of the building in order to assure no interruption to occupants in their daily activities. Due to high level of innovativeness and positive impacts, QR has been selected and supported by the Horizon 2020 program, a fast track to innovation pilot scheme. QR project is implemented by 5 international consortium partners: Trimo and Zag Institute from Slovenia, Kohlbecker from Germany, Cantori from Italy, and Skandinaviska Glass System from Sweden. At the end, I would like to invite you to our architectural competition, QR Point. Use the QR BIM library to design a pavilion where people can meet, work, or simply chill. Submission deadline is on the 15th of October 2018. You can get more information on www.q-aircompetition.com. Thank you all for watching, and now I give the word to my colleague Mate in Munich to talk more about BIM.
Thank you very much, Moitza, for your nice video. And now let's jump in with the library itself. So we made it with Revit. And first, a little bit of theory. I prepared a few slides for you guys. This is standard information about BIM. That's the life cycle of BIM. I hope you guys are familiar with it. The main goal with this library was to create something not only for the architects, but to try to push the boundaries of these different phases of the life cycle. In other words, it means a better collaboration between the architects, the manufacturer, construction, and also facility management. The structure of the objects in the library that enables this close collaboration is that we optimized the size of the objects, which means the 3D model is not that detailed. So we kept the performance the highest, so the computer is not going to crash under the 3D models. But we have the details, so you can use also scale 1 to 10. But then with a smart solution, we solved to put the 2D details on top of the 3D model. Then, of course, we are talking about BIM objects, so there are added information for these QR elements like sound insulation, fire protection, and so on. And this is actually the starting screen. So if you open the library, this is the first thing you see. The first information here on the top left corner is Trimo. This is the technical support, the email address of the technical support. I will refer to it later when we have questions or something, then this is what we can use. On the right hand side, you see the 4 main types of this QR element. Here on the top left corner, you see notes, actually standard information about using of the library. And here's the library itself in 3D view. We decided not to create a library with several Revit families because we found it better if we put everything together in a Revit project. Here's the reason why. Here are the main benefits of it. First of all, you don't have to install anything. I'm not sure if you guys have administrator rights on your computer or not, or are you allowed to install anything, any plugin on your Revit? We make sure you don't have to. You just download this Revit project, open with your Revit, and you can already use the library. So no installation. Easy upgrade means that we created the library in Revit 2015. So whatever you use, 16, 17, and so on version, you just have to upgrade the library once, and then you can already use it. The good overview means that if we keep going on with the separate families, your only option is to see the name of the different panels, and unless you're a Trimo expert, I'm not sure if you would find what you're looking for. But if you're working in a project, then you see this is an opaque element, that's a transparent one, then one with semi-transparent one, and so on. So visually, it's easier to find what you're looking for. Then prepared materials means we have the most commonly used materials here. I'm not saying you cannot use anything else. You can use every kind of colors, and maybe you will get an answer from Trimo that no, it's not possible to use it. But these are the ones which are included in the library. These are validated from Trimo that most customers ask for these materials. So that's also included. These examples, that means That's also a big advantage of using one project instead of several Revit families, that we were able to show you how to create a corner element. This solution, it's 2 panels, 2 families, and something in between. So it's more complicated than that. You cannot really show that in the Revit family. You have to open really a Revit project in order to show this one. Or another example is how to use the transparency, semi-transparent panels, and so on. Then prepared schedules, detailed schedules. You cannot add detailed schedules to a family. That's also an advantage of this solution, that we put everything together in a library project. Here's how you can use the library. At the moment, it's available on the site of the competition. Later on, it's going to be probably available on BIM Object and also somewhere else on the Trimo website. But as of now, that's the place you can search for it. You just have to scroll down to the end of this competition site, and there's going to be a link here. You can download the Revit library. As an example, I just opened it on my left-hand side here on the screen, and on the right side, I just opened an empty template, a new project. It can be also an existing project. This project is already done. I just want to have a look at it, how it would look like with the Trimo QF product, and then I can copy paste the elements from the library in my existing project as well. So now I just used an empty project, copy pasted it, then I'm safe to delete this element from here, because the families are already loaded into my project. We will see it live in Revit, and yeah, then you're good to go. You can model whatever you wish with this type of curtain panel. And now I mentioned curtain panel because we are working with the curtain system, and not in the traditional Revit way that we have curtain panels and curtain mullions, but we only have curtain panels because Moitza said it in the video already, that this is a prefabricated element. So the frame goes together with the glazing itself. This is how in 3D it looks like with less detail, and this is how it looks in floor plan and section. Now about this panel, how it works. The panel has a profile and a core. We have 3 different profiles. It's just a repetition about what Moitza said, but in the praxis how it works. So this is the first one, that's the polymer profile, then the first aluminum profile, then the second aluminum profile. And as of the cores, we also have 3 different types. First of all, the opaque version that has a gypsum board as interior layer. Then we have a transparent version, that's the number 3 with 3 chambers, and also a transparent version with 5 different chambers here as insulation. The core means, by the way, the interior layer, the exterior layer, and the insulation in between. And you can combine these 2. So you can use, for example, with this polymer profile, you can use this QF5 as well. You don't have to combine it. I already combined it. That's why we use this library, because everything is prepared there. As of the information, these are really just a few examples what's included in the library as information. Okay, now let's go for the features of the library. This is how you can, this is how we solved the problem of the detail. So to keep the file size at the minimum and give you guys the maximum detail. In 3D, it looks pretty simple. If you make a horizontal vertical cut, it's still pretty simple. And immediately, if you switch the detail level to fine, then these blue ones are going to appear. These are the 2D details. Until this, it's for 1 to 50. From now on, it's 1 to 10. It's just another add-on that we left the exterior layer and the interior layer visible from the 3D geometry. The background is, here's an example, the corners. In this case, for example, this is the exterior, that's the interior, this is the wall itself, and you have to create here an overhang. So you have to go further with the exterior layer. And once you go further with the exterior layer, you also want to see it in 3D, not just in 2D. That's why the 3D object is here visible. Then more features here. Size limit. In similar libraries, you would see as type parameter that the size limit is maximum 1 meter for this kind of panel, for example. Here, from this close collaboration between architects and the manufacturer, we figured out that actually the size limit is defined by the size of the glazing of the glass. For this particular example here, the glass has different size. The insulation uses a size from here, from the interior side of the frame to the other side of the frame, so it's shorter, narrower. The exterior layer is much bigger. So if you want to create like a minimum maximum width, you really have to think about it, that at the minimum I have to consider the smallest one, at the maximum I have to consider the biggest one. You don't have to do this calculation. The library or the families do these calculations for you. And if you happen to choose an invalid size, then the panel is going to turn to red. So simple. You have then two options. One of them, change your design. Don't do things like 50 centimeter wide elements because it's too small, and don't do 4 meter wide elements because that's going to be definitely too big. That's one. So one solution is to change your design. The other one is to contact Trimo technical support that I showed you, and I'm going to show you again once we are live in Revit. About the calculated values, these are basically not really for the architects. The architects mostly need how many panels are there. They can do that in Revit in a few seconds themselves, as creating a new schedule for curtain panels. But what I'm talking about, with these calculated values, you can see the perimeter of the insulation. You can see the area of the interior glazing, also with these overhangs and the profiles. So it's really what the manufacturers need for their detailed quantity takeoff and cost estimation. Okay, one more feature. One more feature is the combined panels. It looks like this. In this case, the prefabricated element is not just a single panel, but it looks like this. It has two interior frames added to it. So what you prepare in your curtain system is these green lines. That's where your grid goes, and as type parameter you can define the size of the window, which will define the positions of the interior frames. It's pretty useful once you have a facade with this kind of pattern, so you don't have to use here hundreds of panels. You just have to use 30s of panels. Another feature, I'm not going to talk much about that, the 2D details. You can play with the 2D details. I didn't hide it in the library. It's available. You can define what you want to see in detailed fine representation section or plan view, floor plan view. In the library, everything is prepared, so you don't have to play with it. It's just there as an option. About the materials, for example, in this case, you can change the color and the material separately for this panel, the other panel, for the frame of the window, and so on. And this was about the theory. And now let's go on for the practical side of the library. Yeah, we still have time. Okay. This is the starting screen. I work with 2018.3, but I just upgraded the 2015 version of this library, obviously. This is the default metric template from Autodesk. I didn't use any feature. Now I just want to select here the right panel for my project. And yeah, here I have to mention, this is again the technical support. So it's already on the starting screen. If you get stuck or your elements are red and you don't want to change your design, then this is where you can contact. Now I'm going to go in a 3D view and I'm just going to search for the right element for my project. All of these elements are called unitized system. It's organized like, first of all, by frame. So that's the polymer one. That's the aluminum first. That's the aluminum second. And here are the combined elements for the aluminum first and the aluminum second. For the polymer, there are no combined elements, so it's not like a combination with an opaque panel with a window. It's not available for polymer profile. But instead here, we place some examples how you really can do the corner or transparency or different kinds of materials. In realistic view, yeah, you see the different colors. These are the most commonly used. I'm just going to go for the polymer profile. And for the higher performance, I would select the 5-chamber one. I'm just going to hit here, copy, go to my empty template, modify and paste. It's a notification that it's not going to overwrite anything in my empty template. That's good. After a few seconds, I already placed my first wall, and I can already delete it. I don't need it in my project anymore. I don't need that wall in my project, and the family that I wanted to import is already there. If I open down these curtain panels, it's there. That's what I wanted to have. That's this panel. And now I'm not done yet with my library. I also need a combine element. Don't worry, it's not a polymer profile, because this kind of aluminum profile can work pretty well good together with the polymer one. And then I'm gonna paste this one as well, the notification again that I can just ignore. Paste it, delete it. It's also there. Two vertical, it means two elements are vertically combined with each other. And this means it's a 3-chamber one with a window, 5-chamber transparent with a window, and an opaque version with a window. That's just about the naming conversion. Then I'm going to create an architectural wall here in my empty project. It's going to be actually a curtain wall. Not too big, just like that. And the curved curtain wall. All right. I don't need my library actually anymore, so I can just minimize it. Maybe later I'm going to load something else from it. And let's see my empty template. A little better consistent view. This is in floor plan. This is the other one. I didn't define yet that it's going to be actually a QR panel, so I have to duplicate my type, and I'm going to call it QR001 just for my information. Curtain panel is going to be search for the QR that I just loaded in. That's the panel that I need. Layout is fixed distance, 1200 millimeters. The horizontal layout is going to be fixed distance, 2500 millimeters. And that's it. That's how it looks like. Okay, I made it too accurate actually. I wanted to show how it turns red. So I'm just going to make it a little shorter, a little longer. That's how it turns red when you get an invalid size. Of course, now it works just like any other curtain system. So I just changed it, not from the beginning, but from the end. Then it looks like this. I can do the same with this curved one. I just select my type and I say QR001. That's what I selected. And it looks like that. And now I'm going to change some of these panels. No, actually just this one panel, this one particular panel. I'm going to change it for the window one just to show you how easy it is. So it's going to be a 5-chamber panel combined with a window. That's how it is. Or I can select the opaque with a window. That's how it is. Of course, this would turn red immediately if the size of this lower panel, the bottom panel, is too small, for example. And then I wanted to show you, this is how it looks in 1 to 100, 1 to 50, and 1 to 10. In 1 to 10, I see it's not enough detail. So I'm going to turn on the file, and this is the 2D detail that I was talking about. This is the 3D geometry, and this is the 2D detail. Now we have here a gap of approximately 20 millimeters. And here we have approximately more 5 centimeters. And that's why I'm going to change these panels. I'm just going to select this one, select all of them on the vertical grid, unlock them, and I'm going to change this type, duplicate, and I will give it a curved version. Yeah. And I will change the overhang at the corners. I already talked about this overhang. This overhang means the overhang of the exterior layer. Now it was -1 centimeter. That's why from the two panels we get 20 millimeters. Now I'm going to make it plus 10 millimeters, plus 10 millimeters. And then this is how it looks. So this one here is with -10 millimeters. This one is with plus 10 millimeters. And now I'm going to select this one, along vertical grid, unlock them, and I will change the curved version. Now it's approximately 2 centimeters, the gap here as well. Okay, now I need a quantity takeoff. That's the last thing I want to show you today. I opened up the library again, and I'm just going to copy my QS single quantity takeoff, and I'm just going to paste it in my project. modify and paste, ignore the notification. Here is, I can close my library. Here is how it looks. I close the floor plan view. So this is the 3D view, and this is my quantity takeoff. And I know already I have 7 pieces of this kind of element, where the exterior layer has this width, this height, this area, insulation, this perimeter, this frame, and so on. I can see the same for the curved ones. I have 6 pieces of this one, and this information is for the manufacturing. That's what I wanted to show, and now we have like 4 more minutes. If there's any question. Questions. There are no more questions. Okay, no more questions. There were questions, but Moitza was pretty good and she answered all of them. So then I will show you how to make the quantity takeoff for the combined panels. I'm just going to copy paste and combined panel button 1. Control C also works, of course, and then Control V. And it's here. I only have one button panel with a combined element, and that's here. Of course, we are talking about BIM, we are talking about Revit. So immediately if I select the second one, unlock it, and I say this is gonna be also an upper combined element, then here you go. You already have 2 of them. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Questions? What's a normal question? Okay, then that was all. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and please have a nice day. Bye.